Welcome my fellow tin top lovers to today's sim racing video. After checking out the latest and greatest in the form of a 24 spec TCR car, I wanted to wind the clock all the way back to the beginning when it was the Saloon Car Championships, and I have found this fantastic little mod for Assetto Corsa. Yep, we're going to be checking out a cheeky little historic mini. Oh, this is going to be brilliant.
Get ready, time to focus.
Hello there my fellow sim racers, welcome to a beautiful sunny Brands Hatch circuit here in the UK as I check out a quintessentially British tin top in the form of this classic mini. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, steady, I recently took a look at the very latest touring car spec in the form of the 2024 TCR car by Fuso. I'll leave a link to that video in this description. But I wanted to roll the clock all the way back.
Still there.
Before these were classed as touring cars, but this was called saloon car racing. Now, yeah, you know, originally they would be racing against big Jags and Mustangs and, believe it or not, holding their own. But more recently, as part of the British touring car package, the little minis race in their own series, including these classics. And the racing is always fast and furious. So I wanted to find a mod that would allow me to get a piece of that racing action right at home here on my own little sim rig. So I managed to find this brilliant mod over on the Overtake website, and I really hope I'm pronouncing this right, by a modder called Pessio. I will leave a link to the mod in the video description so you can all check it out yourself, and this does not disappoint. It's another modding triumph, it really is. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. They've managed to really pick out all the little details that make a mini a mini. Now there's two versions. This is the FIA spec, which is what's used for historic racing, so it's as good as match as any to the cars that I watch racing throughout the years. And after watching plenty of racing and a fair selection of onboards, I've got to say, these do seem to have the look, the feel and the sound of those real life minis, and that's a testament to the quality of this mod. Now this car is of course a really old school classic 60s tin top. We've got no traction control, no ABS, we don't bother about any of that. We've got a rollover hoop and a fire extinguisher, that's all we need.
Still there.
We've this spec has got 125 brake horsepower, but it's not all about top speed, it's all about the racing, it's all about the enjoyment and the fun, and that's what this little mini delivers in spades. We've still got the engine up front, we've still got the front wheel drive, and it's enough to produce, you know, power understeer.
Still there. Clear left.
The typical tin top trait. But because this thing is so narrow, such a short wheelbase, that the back end is lively to say the least, and you can almost steer this thing round a course by using the throttle and the weight transference to pitch the car over that front axle and rotate it about. And it is just so well replicated here, because we know Assetto Corsa has got a fantastic tyre model, fantastic force feedback model that's been improved upon over the years by the modding community with the custom shaders patch extension via Content Manager. And Pessio has really tapped into that and made the most of what Assetto Corsa has got to offer, because it just handles, feels just so darn good. It's got that really raspy little engine there, and you can hear the whine of the straight cut gears. But you know, because of the way that the wheels are in each corner and the fact that it is basically, it's a go-kart with a shell on it rather than a sports car.
On your right.
If you approach it like that, then you really do get such an involved, such an immersive driving experience. You have to be on it round every corner, because when it cocks a wheel up and pitches the weight over that front axle, it just wants to snap round and bite at you. And it's all about your throttle inputs, your steering inputs. Oh,
Right sides are cold.
to try and get the best out of it. Now you want a little bit of slip and a bit of slide. Okay, you don't, you know, I'm going a little bit over the top here because I'm having so much fun. You know, the real life drivers, they hang these things out at sometimes impossible angles, running corner after corner, lap after lap, side by side. And they never want to back down. They've got balls of steel, these little historic racers.
Still there.
And this fantastic mod gives me a chance to
Clear left.
experience some of that driving and racing experience. You've got your little H pattern box, so you've got to make sure you keep on top of your gear changes while you're trying to steer the car around. Oh, there we go. There's the power up. There's the understeer. Too greedy on the throttle, and it just washes out wide. Oh, it's... This mod combined with this sim racing title is such an engaging driving experience. Now, I don't know all the technical details, the dates, the history, because to me, sim racing, especially when you find a brilliant mod like this, is all about the experience, all about how much fun and enjoyment you get out of it.
Hold your line.
And this thing delivers in bucketfuls.
Left side.
You just can't stop.
Clear left. Right, Jason.
You just can't stop smiling. Every corner's an adventure. Oh, as you go sideways. But you know, it's, now, okay, I am lucky. I've got a Asetek and a Prima direct drive wheel, which allows you just to really get the true feeling of this. Oh, just a little bit of a cheeky tap. Steady on, son.
Clear right.
That's not very British.
Clear right.
But yeah, you know, all of what the car's doing, all the data from the physics, from the suspension, from the tyre model, is coming through quickly, smoothly, responsive, and it's got all the information I need, so I can dance the car about on the steering, the throttle inputs. It's just brilliant. You can go over the top, you can lose it, that rear end will snap out. You know, even with such a lightweight short wheelbase, the pendulum effect can overcome your skill, your talent, or just real world physics, and you will end up facing in the wrong direction. And you know, if you're too greedy with the throttle, you will understeer off because it will just plough straight on. So there is a little bit of skill, there is a little bit of finesse involved if you really, really want to get the maximum laps out of it. And as I completely cock up my gear changes, trying to race, trying to talk.
Still there. Still there.
With such a dynamic and evolving car as this,
Razzoli, 151.6.
oh, it's just... Oh, and there's the 5 laps we're over and done with already. Oh, do you know what? I lost track of where we were there because I was having so much fun. Again, since I reinstalled Windows on my PC after upgrading the CPU, I haven't set up Content Manager to get rid of the a rather abrupt end to the race. Must get round to doing that. It really does break the immersion, doesn't it? Anyway, look, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I've enjoyed experiencing this little Mini, and do you know what? I think I'm going to head off to Alton Park and have another little race. In the meantime, thank you ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it. The links to everything will be in the description, and you know, why not take a look at this 2024 spec TCR car that I checked out in a recent video as your next one. Thank you very much. See you out on track. Bye bye.